Hello, my little book nerds, my bookworms, my little book
Dragons.
How are you doing this fine day, night, whatever time it is for you on this? Some things just before we go into this amazing book, just so you know. Uh, Obviously, you'll notice that some changes happened in the channel. We're doing a little bit of a rebranding going on. We're going from In Between the Lines to BookWyrm. Go with the dragon sort of theme as we seem to be delving into. So please be patient with that. The changes will slowly be happening through the next few weeks. Yes, the name has already been changed, but hopefully some things will be added into it. So, just gonna sprinkle a little bit of stuff onto that. And also, I am very sorry this review is late by a good few days. Life is life, unfortunately, and sometimes it gets the better of me. But we're here to talk about this book. I'm gonna tell you now, 5 stars. Absolutely love this book. This book is amazing. So this is FAEBOUND by Saara El-Arifi. First time I've read anything by this author. This was published January this year, 2024. This is a fantasy romance, also known to quite a lot of people as Fae fantasy. This is the first time I've read anything like this, and I can tell you now, it is a very good book. If you're new to this type of genre, this is a good book to get into. This has... The main thing that I want to put across is that this has amazing, I'm going to butcher this word, representation, not only for the LGBTQ, but for people of color as well. I love this. There's a lot of things that I've learned from this book, and it's such a good book. This is roughly, I think it's 400 pages as well while I'm at it. But the best thing about it is that it's not just like the 400 pages of the story, yes, but at the back it also has like journal entries of the characters, but we'll go into that as we do. The main thing that I also love about this, not only is that the descriptions are amazing, but we have maps, and the maps are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love this book so much. I really do. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of the history of the world. Summary? I don't know. I'm going to butcher it either way. So, in this world, there are 3 gods, and each god created life. One created humans, one created elves, and one created fae. We kind of do a bit of a time skip by a good few, many years. And in between them years, there was a massive war. And because of this war, kind of sort of a genocide happened where the fae and humans were wiped out, and they kind of became, as more years passed, they kind of became these fairy tales, myths and legends, whatever floats your boat in that description. Now, elves are still here, and they are currently stuck in a forever war with each other, and they've all kind of like broken apart and created their own tribes, and they are fighting over some sort of crystal, this green crystal that they believe will stop hunger and end the never-ending war, this forever war. And while this is happening, while this war is going on, we have 2 point of views in this story. We have one of Yiran, who is the older sister, very much a warrior. She's just been, oh my god, I'm going to absolutely butcher this. She's just been boosted up to Colonel. I don't know if that's the right word. Very much known as the youngest person to have that happen. But she's in like her early 30s, I believe. But yeah, she is very much the warrior, and decorated. Oh my god, decorated in all these sort of things for doing so well in this war. We also have the point of view. The other point of view is, I'm going to butcher this as well, Lettel, who is the younger sister, who is known to be a diviner, or a diviner in training, where they actually use this sort of the old ways to see and predict the future. Now, when they do this, normally, like, they always come true. There's nothing that can stop it from becoming true. And how they do it is they hunt these type of beasts, and they cut them open and use their entrails to kind of be able to, and use magic at the same time as they look into the entrails to see what is the future. They ask what is going to be the future to their specific god. I bumped my elbow, then I apologize. Now, just as the story is kind of explained all this, Lettel goes to Yiran just as she is about to go on her first mission after she's been boosted up to higher command. And Lettel is like, your glory is to the east. And that is pretty much the downfall of everything that happens. When someone says glory to the east, it does not mean it's going to be a very good glory, but it is a thing. And certain things kind of happen. It's just this big line of just bad things happening to the sisters. And that's all I'm going to tell you about the story. The main thing is the little things that happen in there that is extremely, extremely cool. When someone is exiled, they cut the ears down, like the middle, so they kind of split off at the side a little bit like that, and that's how people know if they're exiled, and then to kill them on sight. And there's certain things where it's just, everything is described so beautifully, the world is described so well, and the lore that you learn as the story goes on, because I'm new to this, I think she's written some books kind of in the same sort of universe maybe, I don't 100% know, but it was beautiful. Character-wise, there is a few characters in this, but I'm only going to talk about 4, which I would class as the main ones. I say main ones, but there's still quite a few characters in there that are very much needed in this as the story progresses as well, not just because of the world itself. So Yiran, obviously older sister, warrior, very strong-headed, stubborn, but does have a conscience. We have Lettel, the younger sister, very stubborn. Now, the cool thing about Lettel is that because of, like, disease and everything is kind of rampant in the world as we know it, I think it said that she got pox, and so her muscles in part of her side never really... She was an ill child, basically. And part of her arm is unusable. So there's this really cool scene where it describes that Yiran had made her a bow specifically so she could use it in a certain way, where she could use her teeth to kind of notch an arrow and use the strength of her other arm. And it's, I love that they described how she would be able to like sort herself out, because she's still a very strong-willed character, and I love that she doesn't use the negativity as a bad thing. She's like, you know what, yeah, I have this issue, but I'm fucking strong, I'm independent, I don't need fucking shit. And it's like, yes, Lettel, go for it. We then have Ryan, who was part of the regiment that Yiran ran, was in charge of, let's go with that. And he pretty much will follow this woman to the end of the earth. Not in, like, a relationship matter. He respects her, and they kind of became friends. They're very close friends. And because of what happens to Yiran, because she followed not only just Lettel's advice, but he was like, we should go this way to the east. And obviously, bad things happen to Yiran. He's like, you know what, I'm going to come with, I'm going to follow you. Because, A, I feel guilty, because he has to play the guilt card. Men. But there's something different about him. Let's just go with that. And then we have a character named Fury, who you will meet very, very fast in like a couple of chapters, who is pretty much this Xena warrior princess, because she is a princess, and she is very much, she is that, she pretty much is that, she is these, there's this bit about this, oh god, I was reading this on a reading sprint when she came into it, and it was describing her. She sounded fucking amazing and beautiful, and how strong she was, and still riding these giant beasts that these people normally hunt to do this divination sort of stuff, but they're like riding on these beasts. And then it was like looking at her face and stuff, and it's describing how she looked, and she had like little teeth and stuff like that. And then it was like her eyebrows were decorated with like jewels and stuff, and I was like, how long are these eyebrows? And I was like in stitches for about a good couple of minutes because of the imagery in my head, but that's not what it was getting at all. So I felt like an ass afterwards. Research, do it. But the book itself is absolutely beautiful. For a first time read of getting into Fae fantasy, I couldn't recommend this enough. Originally I was going to delve into Actor that people were telling me to go into, but my Jenny saw this and was like, yo, go for this, just because she saw the cover, and it plagued my mind for a while, and I was like, ooh. So after like a week I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And I read it pretty fast. It was such an easy read and just beautiful as it did. Also, we do find out why it's called FAEBOUND. It's not what you think, but I definitely think it's definitely worth a read. There's a lot of things I want to say, but I don't want to ruin it because these bits that I've tagged in throughout this book, I know that if I was going to talk about them quite thoroughly, maybe I might do that as a separate video, but if I was to talk about these things, it would actually ruin part of the story. And things that when you find out, it's like, oh damn, like I can't. Which is kind of gutting because I need someone to read it so I can talk to them about it. But yeah, first time read, delving into faith fantasy, definitely this. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's very descriptive. The lore is amazing that you learn throughout it, and the world building itself is astonishing, to be honest. It's been a long time, it's been a good few years since I've read fantasy and just kind of got sucked into it. I love that. Relationship wise, there is normal relationships and obviously LGBTQ. The best thing that I love about this book is there's a lot of things about being gender neutral in it, having same-sex relationships, non-relationship, anything and everything in between. And it's not that it's pushed to the front of everything. It's just like, oh, it's like this here, and it's like, cool, got ya. And it doesn't play onto things, doesn't like use that as like a crutch, and I thought that was beautiful. But yeah, if you've read this, I would like someone to please come talk to me about this, because none of my friends or my girlfriend or my family or anything has read this, and I need people to read it. I don't think people understand how obsessed I am with this book, and the fact that this is the first one of a series, and I have to wait I don't know how long for the next book, especially with what happened at the end. It saddens me. But yeah, absolutely 5 stars across the board for the first time reading into this. Love it, absolutely love it. I'll definitely look more into Saara El-Arifi because I love their style of writing, and I definitely need to delve more into their work because mwah, French kiss. we baguette. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that point. You all be good, make good decisions in life. Love. But yeah, love. Keep an eye out for all the changes that are going to be happening on this channel, and I will be seeing you later. We should be doing a reading sprint very, very soon. I'll post something about that in the next day or so. But yeah, stay awesome, make good decisions in life, and love. And also, if there's any other faith fantasy or fantasy books you would recommend, let me know. I'm really diving into this right now.